Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Content Creation 101. As we said, we don't do Ghana Man time here, and so exactly 8 o'clock p.m. we're going live. Yesterday, I spoke to Mr. Ubuntu Kwekusian, and then I told him to talk to his people so that today we wouldn't be facing similar challenges. And he has honored that request, and so today we have quite some good network here. If you just joined, as you can see in the comment section, just type your name so that I know that you are online. So I can see Sapon Joshua, you're welcome. Kweku Siao Senior, I hope today your people won't do their things anymore. You're welcome. Nanado Isaac Ohiniado, you're welcome. Lambert Kaba, I don't know if that is the actual pronunciation. Lambert Kaba, or is it Kaba? I don't know how to pronounce your name. Arnold here, Arnold Opoku Mensa, you're welcome. Musa Yakubu Musa, you're welcome. Asakia Simon, you're welcome. Rita Mensa Arabariti, you are welcome. So today is the day 2 of the Content Creation 101. Dorcas Dorcas is here. Dorcas, you're welcome. I almost didn't mention your name. Michaelina is also here. And now the Pokumensa says our unapproved rep is actually unapproved. AJ Nutrition Tips. AJ. What is AJ? I welcome you all to Content Creation 101. This is day 2. And if you are here, that means you were able to partake in the practical task yesterday. And so you have saved yourself from eviction. That means you are not evicted. You have actually gotten to see the light of this day. Now, let's continue from where we left off yesterday. Now, for yesterday, we were looking at how to generate a content plan. Now, we're looking at Content Creation 101. And so, yesterday, we established the fact that for you to be able to create awesome content, you need a plan. And by the way, I am wearing a hoodie because the weather is very, very cold. And as you can see, I got some money on the floor, so I went to get a new headset. And today too, the network is quite good. So let's just pray it keeps on like this till we end it. Jilak, I see what you are doing. You have to behave yourself. Hilda is also here. Yes, so as I was saying, we're continuing from where we ended yesterday. And yesterday we were able to establish the fact that for you to be able to create successful, quality and consistent content, you need a plan. Now the plan is to guide you on certain things you need to know in your content creation, or as far as your content creation journey is concerned. And so yesterday the practical task was for us to generate a content plan with 30 video ideas. You remember I told you we'll be doing 30 days video challenge, and so do not misplace that 30 video ideas. Make sure you keep it somewhere very, very safe. And if you were able to do it successfully, you now have a list of contents that you can be able to do. I'm sure most of us, when joining this content, had no idea of whatever content they can be able to create, or whatever type of content they would want to create. UNS Prince, you're welcome. Jonathan, you're welcome. Most of us joining this course had little to no idea of the type of content they want to create. But then with what we did yesterday, you have up to 30 content ideas that you can be able to create. Let me quickly go over some of them so that we discuss quickly before we zoom into what we are actually doing today. And so most of you did well with the content idea generation. You were able to generate content. And let me start from a JJ Lack. So for her video, her day one is introduction, who she is and what to expect. Then she'll talk about what a customized diet, why a customized diet is important for patients, general dietary guidelines for patients, how to plan a diet for patients, and a whole lot more. So with this, whenever she wants to start creating the content, actually she knows exactly what to do and where to go to. Jude Anewu says day one, overview of Ghana's tech ecosystem, major players and key sectors. Day two, the role of mobile technology in driving financial inclusion in Africa. Day three, interview with a local Ghanaian tech startup founder to look at the challenges and opportunities. Alvin's assignment. Alvin, day one, what is graphic design? Day two, principles of graphic design. Day three, Photoshop versus Illustrator versus Figma comparison video, and a whole lot more. Matthias says his video number one is Introduction to Campus Life. Video number two, Navigating the Campus. Video number three, and so more. I'm actually looking for somebody's comment. I think I actually so Sak also says his channel is about gaming tips and tutorials, and so his first video will be 5 best beginner friendly games for new gamers, ultimate beginner's guide to Fortnite, how to get your first win, blah blah blah. The submissions are plenty, and so I cannot be able to mention each and every one's name here, but then most of you did an awesome job of creating that content plan. And if you were honest to yourself, and if you were very honest with the goals and the audience type and everything, you'd have content that you can start shooting from now. Okay. Afiye Ubuntu, I beg now. Please, can we see what you are reading, sir? I mean the assignments, if you could display them. Unfortunately, I didn't add that to my slideshow, but then they are in the group. So if you go into the WhatsApp group, you can have access to all the assignments there, so that you can go through and see what your colleagues are doing. But then if you were truthful to yourself, you now have up to 30 content creation ideas. And so we have already built our foundation in content creation. I remember Dorcas. Hey, this Dorcas name, I beg. Please, those of you who are threatening me in my DM, I'm only using her for an example. I remember Dorcas' own was, is it Campus Life or something like that? Zipporah was talking about nutrition and well-being, and so I'm glad everybody chose a niche that he or she could easily fit in and could easily talk about. And so if you were truthful to yourself, from tomorrow you'd be able to start shooting content based on the content plan that we generated yesterday. And so if you are here today, thank you so much for participating in yesterday's practical task. Today there will be another practical task, and make sure you do that one too, to save yourself from eviction. Now let's quickly zoom into what we are coming to do today. Content creation 101. Today we'll be looking at a lot of things. It's actually more practical than ever than you've seen in the previous 1 or 2 days. So today we are looking at phone shooting techniques, lighting, and audio tips. Phone shooting techniques, lighting, and audio tips. Now let me ask a very tricky question. What is a video? If you know the answer, kindly type it in the comment section. What is a video? Just let's be quick with it. What is a video? I have about 14 people online right now, and so you should actually send in answers right now. What is a video? What do you think a video is? What do you know about a video? What is a video? Kindly type your answers in the comment section so that we analyze them and see, okay, what a video is. It could be one sentence, one phrase, one line, one paragraph, and more. So what is a video? Michaelina, Arnold, Jelak, Ubuntu, Prince, Dorcas, Lambert, Simon, Yakubu, Isaac, Joshua, kindly send in your submissions. A video is a visual image set to be in motion through an electronic device by Lambert Kaba. It says a video is a visual image set to be in motion through an electronic device. In my class, let me just say no answer is wrong. Okay, so just feel free and type what is in your mind. We are all sharing knowledge here. I'm learning from you, also learning from me, and so we'll be able to learn a lot here. A free Ubuntu, Mr. Mami Wata in the cables says a continuous motion picture. A continuous motion picture from Kweku Siao. That's good. AJ Nutrition Tips. What I know is images coming together to form something. And she added a laughing emoji to it. What is funny, Jilak? Arnold Opokumensa says, for me, a video is an action scene that is in motion and is displayed through various devices. That's also good. Dorcas says, a video is a visual masterpiece. That's also good. And so I'll be waiting for more submissions. Just let's say 2 or 3, and I'll go. Amia Osman, you're welcome. The question on board is, what is a video? Yakubu Musa says, pictures or images in motion. That's also good. Simon Asakia, or it's not Simon. Sports Clicks, yes, Sports Clicks is Simon. A visual concept that carries a message to a target audience. That is a video. All right, so everybody is right. Okay, everybody is right here. There is no wrong answer here. That is your definition of what a video is, and so you are not wrong. Okay, we are all right here. I'm just waiting for more comments so that maybe 2 or 3 so that I continue with what I want to say. So kindly type your submission in the comment. What is a video? UNS Prince, motion of an object which is visually. Motion of an object which is visually. That is also right. Last 2 submissions so that I continue with what I am saying. All what you have said, you are actually right. Okay, there is no wrong answer. You've all done well. If I was marking, I would have given you all 5/5, 5/5, because you have done well. Tahiri Yusuf says a video is a series of moving images and sounds that are recorded, stored, and played back electronically. Right. So now when we talk of a video, I can see Arnold is saying AI is working for some people. I beg, let us do it. Arnold, don't be worrying us today. When we talk of a video, let me first start from saying what an image is. We all know what an image is, right? A piece of photograph or a piece of visual. That is an image. Now, when we talk of a video, it is that image in sequence. So, let me just say, if even any video is recorded, your camera or your phone is not actually taking a video. It is taking so many pictures and combining them together. And once it has combined them together, it also adds the sound that the phone or the camera recorded. And so any video is a sequence of images taken together. Now, if let's say you have a phone and you take images, so many images, let's say 5 or 10 images at an instant, and you are playing it back, you can feel the motion in it, especially the iPhone users. You can feel the motion in the video. Okay, so that is a video. Now, when we talk of a video, every second of a video, we have what we call a frame rate. A frame rate is the number of frames or the number of images captured to take that video. So for any standard video, we have 24 or 30 frames per second. 24 or 30 frames per second. We have 60 frames per second and other frame rates as well. But then the standard is 24 or 30 frames per second, which means that for any 1 second of a video, if it's 30 frames per second, your phone or your camera captured 30 images and stitched them together. Also, whilst capturing that 30 images, it also recorded sound, and so the sound is also added to the video. I hope you understand the basics of what a video is. If you are confused or if you understand me clearly, let me know in the comment section if my explanation of a video is clear to you, so that I know I can go ahead. The capturing of visual moving images, Michaelina. D-Tech is also here. You're welcome. Graphics in motion that gives out information is called a video. Okay, so Lambert says well understood. How many of you also can also say well understood? Let me know if my explanation of what a video is understandable, or if I'm confusing you. If I'm confusing you, let me know that, so that I can go over again. Afriye Ubuntu says well understood. Who else? I need many people to comment well understood, because that is the basics of what we are actually going to do today. Yakubu Musa is giving me a thumbs up. More comments. Do you understand what a video is now after the explanation that I have given? If you do not understand, or if you are confused, let me know in the comment section so that I explain everything again. Okay. UNS Prince, sure, understood. Michaelina says clearly explained. All right. So Tahiru Yusuf understood. All right. So that is a video. That is a video. So think of it. Put that at the back of your head whenever you are shooting a video. So in actual sense, come to think of it, there is even nothing like video recording, if you get what I'm actually trying to say, because it is not actually recording a video. What it is doing is that it is actually recording frames of motion, and that frames, as I've said, we have 30, 24, 60, and so depending on what frame rate you are shooting at, let's say if you're shooting at 30 frames per second, that means you need 30 images in 1 second captured. So this takes place within a split second. Just 1 second captures 30 images. And so when you are playing that 30 images back together, it has motion and there is sound. And so that is the video you see. The Claire says, Sapon Joshua, AJ Nutrition Tips says understood. Dr. Stete understood. Hilda also understands what I mean by a video. Now, to shoot a correct video, you need one, the footages that you are shooting, that is the frame rate or the main subject you are shooting. You also need lighting. You need to light up your video. Then you need audio, right? You also need audio. So today what we're coming to look at is the shooting techniques, then we'll look at lighting tips, and then audio tips, so that we can be able to shoot professional content with just our smartphones. Okay, so we're looking at the phone shooting techniques, we're looking at lighting, and then audio tips. So let's zoom into it. Introduction to phone shooting techniques. The first one is frame your shot properly. Follow the rule of thirds. So now we are coming to shoot a video. I'm coming to demonstrate how to shoot a video practically. So the first thing is to frame your shot. Once you open your video or your camera or your phone, frame it properly. Now it's saying follow the rule of thirds. Now let me show you what the rule of thirds simply mean. This is the rule of thirds. So whenever you're shooting something, most of you, this is turned on by default in your phone, and some you don't have it and you can turn it on in your phone. Now the rule of thirds simply means that any footage or any video you are shooting, to correctly frame the video, you divide the screen into 3 equal parts. As you can see on the screen, they are divided into 3 equal parts. I'm talking of the vertical division. So you can see 1, 2, 3 there. That is the rule of thirds. And the rule of thirds simply means that for your framing, the subject of the video, when I talk about subject, that is the main object of focus of the video, should be placed in any of these thirds. And so you don't have to place it anyhow. So as you can see in the image on your screen, the man is placed in between the first and second third. So rule of third is being observed. You can place the person in the third so that you have ample space in the first and second third. You can place the person in the middle to have space at the left and right thirds. So that is called framing. The position of your object of focus or your subject in the video is what we call framing. Now, once you frame what you want to shoot, ensure steady footage. So we are looking at shooting videos. So the second tip is to ensure steady footage. So you make sure that the video is not shaking. If you are recording the video, make sure your hands are not shaking, your body is not shaking. And so it is advisable that you use tripods. That is, if you have any, use tripods. But then if you do not have a tripod, you can just place your phone anywhere to provide it that stability that we're talking about, right? Osman says, just like the ones used in animation, right? Exactly, that's the same concept used in animation. So the number two rule is to ensure steady footage. And so you need a tripod so that you place your phone on the tripod so that it doesn't shake. That is if you can afford. If you do not have the budget for a tripod yet, and somebody is shooting you, you have a person or you have a friend or a sister, make sure that the person is steady enough. If there is nobody around, you can place the phone on a pile of books, let's say beside a pile of books, and then you sit behind. You can even put something there, anything, could be anything, a box, then you put the phone there so that your hand movement and your body movement does not affect the video. So that is the rule number 2. Ensure steady footage. Rule number 3 is to focus manually. I know most of us here would be shooting with our phones, and so in the phones there is something we call autofocus. When we talk of focus is the main object or the main subjects in the video. So if you can look at my screen right now, I am the main focus, and so the background is blurred. So in any video, there is what we call foreground and background. Foreground and background. We already know what a background is. The foreground is where the main subject is positioned at, and so you have to focus on the subject. You don't just record the video. So to actually tell your phone to focus on the subject, what you do is to tap on the screen to adjust the focus. So you tap on who you think the subject is. If not, you record a video and the background is very clear, but then the person you are shooting is blur. I hope we get it to this point. This job is not for those who drink a lot of alcohol. Yes. So if you are to shoot a video with your hand, make sure that you are not shaking enough. So if you are somebody who takes in water, just like Mr. Ubuntu is saying, you cannot do it, and so give it to somebody or buy a tripod. Okay. Now we're looking at focus. Manually focus. So you tap on the person, the main focus of the video. Now this is after you have framed your shots, you have made sure it is steady. Then you tap on it. Once you tap on it, you see some circle. Let me try and see if I can show it to you in my camera. So let me go to video mode. Yes, so you can see it is recording a video. So as you can see, when I type anywhere, wherever I tap on the screen, you can see that there is a circle that comes. That means that is the focus. I'm telling the phone that this place is the focus, and so this is where you should actually focus on. I hope you saw that. So that is the third point. Focus manually to adjust focus and not just leave the phone's autofocus to do its work, because it is bad at doing that. Then the fourth step is to shoot in high resolution. Always choose the highest video quality. Now you go into your phone settings and you go to the video quality, and there are a lot of settings, and so you make sure you are shooting in the highest. Some of the phones are automatically set to 1080p, some 720p, but then make sure whatever you are shooting at the highest video quality. To this point, if you do not understand anything, kindly type it in the comment section so that I see it. Lambert Carver says, please sir, are you using a phone to shoot right now? No, I'm shooting through my webcam. If up to this point you do not understand anything, kindly let me know by commenting in the comment section so that we continue. We have a lot to actually discuss. If you understand also, let me know, because this thing is very, very important. This session we are looking at is one of the most important lessons in your content creation journey as far as shooting is concerned. And so if there is anything you do not understand, just let me know in the comment section. I'm still reading your comments, right? So if there is anything you do not understand that you want me to go over again, I'll be glad to explain everything. If you are able to understand me also, let me know so that I can continue and then move on to the next item on the list, because we are just beginning the shooting, right? So I'll be reading your comments. I'll be waiting for your comments. So what if you can afford a webcam? How does it work? Right, so let me show you my webcam right here. It is actually mounted on the computer right now, so you can't see it. So this is my webcam. This is what you are watching me right now. I'm not using any professional camera or my phone. This is my phone here. This is my webcam. So for this live stream, this is my webcam. Now most of the webcams are USB connected, and so once you connect it to the USB of your computer, automatically your computer picks the camera feed from there. If it doesn't, you can choose the type of camera in your camera settings and you can shoot with your webcam. Okay, so currently it's my webcam that I am shooting right now. UNS Prince, let's move on. Nana Kwame, understood. I want more comments so that we move on, maybe 2 or 3, so that sports clicks, understood, bro. All right, so let's continue. So we know how to properly shoot a video with our phone. So far as framing, steadiness, focus, and resolution is mattered. Now, this is the rule of thirds. If you have not looked at it, let me just drop the rule of thirds image in the group so that we can all look at it. So give me some 30 seconds so that I'll just put the image of the rule of thirds inside the group. Right, so I think yeah, so after that you can check it and see. I've pasted the image of the rule of thirds. Lambert Kaba, so can a webcam be connected to your smartphone as well? I don't think that is possible, but then in this modern era of smartphones, phones have become really, really powerful, and so you can try. Just note that your phone doesn't have that big USB port, and so you might need a converter, an OTG converter, to convert that USB into maybe Type C or the iPhone that you can use. But then basically, if you are doing the right thing, your phone should be able to give you the content we are looking for. Let's move on. So let's look at camera angles and composition. So the tip number 1 is to experiment with angles. We have eye level, low angles, overhead shots. So eye level is what you can see me with right now. That is eye level. You can see me eyeball to eyeball. That is eye level. The camera is placed at eye level with me. Then we have low angles, where you can place the camera or your phone at a lower place so that the subject becomes bigger. Now, this is used in cinematography to make sure, let's say, if you are portraying something that is huge, something that has power, a lot of strength, then use the low angle so that the subject becomes bigger. Then we have overhead shots. Now, in overhead shots, the camera is positioned above the subject. Okay, so an example of overhead shot, if you are a fan of watching tutorials and unboxing videos, they use a lot of overhead shots to capture a wide area or a wide space. Using drone automatically gives you overhead shots. So we use overhead shots when you want to capture a lot of area or a lot of room. Also, you have to ensure the rule of thirds, which is very important. Symmetry. Create visually appealing shots by balancing elements in your frame. Make sure that they are symmetrically aligned, right? Also, use leading lines. Use natural lines to direct the viewer's attention to the subject. I'll drop a document in the group so that you can actually learn more about these camera angles and composition. Lighting basics for phone shoots. Now, for any video, as I said earlier, you need correct lighting, right? You need correct lighting. And so if you miss, you didn't read my comment, sir, kindly explain the last point. Dorcas, I'm very, very sorry, okay? Let me just go back and explain the last point again. Shoot in high resolution. I don't know if that is what you want me to explain. Dorcas, kindly type it so that I address it. Dorcas, I'm waiting for you. You said I didn't read your comment. I've read it now. Is that the point, or which point did you not understand, so that I can actually go through so that we don't waste much time here? Dorcas, you're the one I'm waiting for. Kindly let me know the point you missed so that I can actually explain. All right, since Dorcas is failing to comment, let me just continue with what I'm saying. If she comments, I would go back and then explain whatever I was saying there. So we're looking at lighting basics. Now, for a very good video, you need two things. That is number one, the lighting, number two, and audio. Let me repeat myself. Number one is lighting, number two is audio. For any good video or for any good content, you need to, number one, make sure you have the right lighting, and then number two, have the right audio or the clearest audio. If you miss these two, your video won't be as attractive as it is supposed to be. So let's first take a look at natural lighting, where you use soft indirect sunlight for the best results. So assuming you do not have any light at all, any other light, the best light you can use is the natural light. God has given you the sunshine, and so you have enough light to shoot whatever you are shooting at. Just that it has to be soft enough. So you have to use the sunlight indirectly. Okay, so you don't have to shoot direct in the sunlight. If not, the video will be too harsh. And so make sure you have a place where it is well lit by the sunlight, but not exactly or directly impacted by the sunlight. I'm making sense. Doctor says that is it. Let me go back. Sorry. Shoot in high resolution. So what I was basically saying was that in your phone there are a lot of quality options in your phone. We have 720, we have 1080p, some even go as far as 4K, 2K, 8K, depending on the type of phone you are using. So what you do is that whenever you're recording the video, make sure you are shooting at the highest video quality. Is that right? Right. So let me continue. I think it is clear enough. Let me continue with what I'm doing. With the natural light, what we are saying is that if you cannot afford another light, in my setup right here, I'm using a lot of lights that we are seeing here. But then there are a lot of ways to light up your scene. And if you cannot afford those lights, use the natural light. The natural light is more than enough to shoot the content you want. Okay, so just make sure that the natural light is soft enough and indirect from the sunlight. Okay, so that is just one option for lighting. Now with the natural light, you have to of course make sure that you are shooting in the daytime at an angle where the sun is not shining too much. So the best time for shooting with the natural light is early in the morning, around up to, let's say, 8:30, 9 a.m. thereabout, and then in the evening from 3 p.m. coming up to 5 p.m. where there is just enough sunlight to be bright and well lit for your video, but not too harsh. If you're shooting around 12:1, you know that is when the sun shines a lot, and so it is going to create a very, very harsh lighting in your video, right? So that is I'm Tete Emmanuel. Okay, that is the natural light. Now aside the natural light, let's say you cannot be shooting in the daytime, so you want to invest in other lights. We have what we call 3-point lighting. 3-point lighting. So the 3-point lighting is let me drop an image of a 3-point lighting here so that you actually know what I'm talking about. All right, so I'm not finding the image that I wanted to use for the demonstration, but then I can explain for you to clearly understand what the 3 point lighting system is. Now, the 3 point lighting system simply means that for any given shot, there are three lights that you are actually going to use. We have what we call the key light, the fill light, and then the backlight. So the backlight, as the name suggests, is the light at the background to separate you from the background, right? Then the key light is the main light source coming from you. And then as you can see, these things are out of frame, but then there is another light that is making sure there is not so much shadows on my face. So that is the 3 point lighting. That is if you have enough budget to be investing in lighting, or if you want any lighting apart from the natural light. That is the 3 point lighting. Most YouTube studios, or that is the standard for lighting for any YouTube studio or any indoor content. But then the outdoor, as I've said, natural light is there. You can also use natural light indoors when you position your phone at where the light source is coming at, so that you get a very good light there. Avoid harsh shadows. Use diffusers or reflectors to often soften the light. So make sure that there is not enough, like there is not so much shadows in your shot. And so if you have a very direct light source, I'm sure most of us have ring lights. Most of the ladies have ring lights sake of TikTok. You do not make use the light directly. So what you do is you look for a translucent cloth, a very white cloth, something like a curtain or a bed sheet or even your cloth. Then you place it on the light so that it diffuses the light coming to your face. Okay. Practical tip: if you are indoors, shoot near a window or use affordable ring lights. Okay. So the ladies here, I'm sure most of us have Suavity Peak. I'm glad you're enjoying the class. The ladies here, I'm sure most of us have ring lights. If you do not have the ring light, or you do not have any light at all, make sure you are shooting near the window so that the sunlight can directly come and light you very well. Okay, so that is lighting. So we have looked at framing. We've also looked at lighting. Now let's move on to the next aspect. The next aspect is audio tips for phone recording. Audio tips for phone recording. Now, to this point, if you have any question, I've taken my time to really explain these concepts for you so that you do not miss it, because there will be no mercy for the cripple if you fail to do the work. And so that is why I've taken my time to actually move you through this. So if up to this point you have any question on framing, lighting, rule of thirds, and whatever we have talked about so far, let me know so that I address it. We are now looking at audio. We've talked about framing, we've talked about lighting. The next thing we are looking at is audio, how to get clear sound in your video. So if there is anything you do not understand, make sure you draw my attention to it so that I attend quickly to it. Let me read some one or two comments so that we continue. Arnold Opoku Mensah says, exactly, sir, natural light. Dr. Stete, the last point, please. Which last point again? Please, on any point you miss, kindly type the point so that I know which one to explain. If you say the last point, there are a lot of last points here, so I cannot actually know which last point you're talking about. But then let me know in the comment section if there is anything you do not understand, or if there is anything that bothers your mind from framing to lighting. Let me know so that I address it, because this is very important. That is why I've basically taken my time to explain each and every concept so that we all understand. So Avity Pick, you have explained that. Okay, sure. Please let me know in the comment section. Please, I'm asking if you can give small explanation on the framing. Right, let me go back to the rule of thirds. So for the rule of thirds, what I am saying is that let me go back to the rule of thirds. Yeah, I think. Yes. So for the rule of thirds, that is the framing. Make sure that whatever you are shooting is obeying the rule of thirds. Now, this is the rule of thirds on your screen right now. The rule of third simply is that in any given footage, there is this thirds like 1, 2, 3, as you can see on the screen, vertically divided. That is the rule of third. So third 1, third 2, third 3, right? So make sure that the subject you are shooting is in either of the thirds. So you can place the subject in the first third, second third, or the third third. I hope I'm making sense. Now, the most widely used rule of third is the middle third. So you place the subject in the middle of the frame. As you can see here, let me show you something real quick. Now I'm observing the rule of thirds here. As you can see, if you divide my shot into 3, that is 1, 2, 3, you can see that I am positioned exactly in the middle. That is the rule of thirds. That is the framing. Okay, if I go to this point, if let's say I'm positioned here, I'm in the first third. If I go to this point, I'm in the other third. But then I am observing rule of third, so I am positioned exactly in the middle third or the second third. Okay, that is me framing my subject. Right. Now the main reason why we do rule of thirds is that to make sure that when your video gets cropped out, you don't lose the subject. So as you can see in, let's say, this type of shot where most of the shots have been cut away due to the type of shots I'm doing, if I'm not in the rule of third, the video will be cut off. You will be seeing something else, right? If I'm not in the rule of thirds, it will be cut off and you'll be seeing empty spaces. So the best thing is to make sure that what you are framing is actually in the rule of thirds. That means that the picture you are demonstrating has violated the rule of thirds, right? It has not actually violated the rule of thirds because it is placed in between the first and second third, right? You can also place it between any 2 thirds, but then you have to make sure that it is in at least 1 or 2 of the thirds. And the rule of thirds also makes sure that if you are looking at it vertically, that means your subject should be in 1 of the thirds. But then if you are looking at it horizontally, it should cover all the 3 thirds. And so the camera shouldn't be way above or way below. So as you can see here, if you are looking at it using the horizontal lines, he is in all the 3 thirds. 1, 2, 3. I hope I make sense. That is framing for you. Thank you, sir. I get it. OS Learn says understood. A video is a recording of visual content with audio. I'm sure he's late. Matthias Jr. says, thank you, sir. I get it. Simon says, please briefly explain the lighting techniques. Right. So I think rule of thirds, we are good to go, right? It's either you are looking at it from the vertical or horizontal lines. Now, if you are considering the horizontal lines, make sure that the subject can be found in all of the 3 thirds. So third 1, third 2, third 3. But then if you're looking at it in the horizontal lines, make sure he is in at least 1 of the thirds. So you look at it both. So first thing is make sure that horizontally rule of thirds is obeyed. There's the vertical positioning depends on the shot you want to actually get. But then for the horizontal positioning, make sure that at least you are in all of the three thirds. This means that you are correctly framed, and so you are not out of frame. That means you are not way below or way higher than what you are shooting. I hope I made much sense there. Let's go to the lighting techniques. Now, with the lighting, all I'm saying is that your video should be well lit. Your video should be well lit. It should have enough light. A video or a photo is an image created as a result of light, and so same thing applies to a video. It needs to be well lit, and by well lit I mean, number one, use natural light if you do not have any light at all. So you use the soft indirect sunlight for the best results. So what I'm saying is that if you're using natural light, make sure you are not using the sunshine directly, and make sure it is soft enough. And so the best time for shooting under natural light is early in the morning or late afternoon, evening there, when the sunshine is not so harsh. So around 12, 1, 2, the sunshine is so shining harshly, and it would affect your lighting. That is why in the third point you said avoid harsh shadows. Now you are using the sunlight, and so you cannot cover the sunlight to avoid the shadows. So you shoot either early in the morning or late in the afternoon when the sun is not shining too much. And then even one practical tip: if you're shooting directly in the sunshine, you realize that you squint your eyes because the sun is shining on your eyes. And so to save yourself, make sure you're shooting at the right time, and then make sure you're not directly under the sunlight, but then you should be at a place that is well lit by the sunlight for the best results. Then the 3-point lighting. The 3-point lighting is you use a backlight, that is, you have one light behind you, then a key light, the main light facing you, and then once you have the key light, there will be shadows on some parts of your face, and so you need a fill light to create that look you are looking for. And so the 3-point lighting is the ideal lighting setup for indoor shooting, for anybody shooting indoors and anything you want to shoot indoors. Most studios and most YouTube content creators, or most lighting, that is the ideal lighting tip for the 3-point lighting. So if you are indoors, shoot near a window or use affordable ring lights, right? Please, sir, can you show us an instance, probably a picture, where the rule of thirds is being violated? Let me see if I can find a picture. I'm looking for a picture where the rule of thirds is violated so that I can use that as an example for you to see. So let me see if I can get one or two pictures. But if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section so that we attend to it. We are now looking at audio. We've looked at framing and we've looked at lighting, and so we are moving towards audio. And so if you have any question in the two, you can ask so that I give clarification. I'm taking my time to actually take us through this so that we don't miss it, because this is one of the most important parts of what we are learning, the shooting aspects. So you don't need to miss this lesson, right? So I think I have an image of this dog right here. Let me see how I can place this dog on a slide so that Um, yes, so let's consider the image of this dog right here. Now, rule of thirds is violated because in this shot, the shot is too close to the edge, and so any little cropping would crop off the ears of the dog, and so it needs to be in exactly the middle of the frame so that the frame, I don't really get the ring light thing so well. I'll get back to that, so don't worry, I'll get back to the lighting, but then I'm explaining the rule of thirds. Okay, so in order not to waste time on the rule of thirds, I would drop a document about rule of thirds in the group once this is done. So kindly remind me so that we don't waste much time here. So let's talk about the lighting. I think that is where most people have the most problem. So sorry, I'll get back to you on the rule of thirds. Now with the lighting, the ring light, what I'm saying is that if you have a ring light, you can use it. The ring light is that circular lights where the females use for making their TikToks and all that. And so the ring light, the light coming from it is very harsh. And so you need something translucent, something that is white. Then you place it over the ring light to make sure that you don't have harsh light on your body. I hope I have answered your question. I love the patience. My middle name is Patience. So, yeah. So, I think that is the lighting there. Let's move on to the audio. If there is any other thing after these explanations you do not understand, I'll be in the group to answer all your questions. So, put them in the group. Don't DM me with the questions, put them in the group so that when I answer them, your colleagues can also listen. Let's look at audio tips for phone recordings. Now, if you are recording a video, the most important part of the video is the audio. And so with audio, you need microphones. So you need external microphones like this one.